brothers and sisters. The show you are about to listen to contains explicit content. The Scrap Pop Podcast is a blend of politics, comedy, music, and opinion, exposing the erosions of our freedoms. Bully cops, crooked politicians, and all other puppet masters, you have been warned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Scrap Pop!
People can follow things so blindly, like religion, you know? There's so many different gods, so many different denominations. You know, somebody's wrong. A lot of somebody's is wrong. You know, a lot of it's just hearsay. You know, my mama told me. I've asked people, like, why do you believe? Well, that's my mama said. Like politics. You know, people get all behind a politician, not have a clue what they stand for. You know, some people, it's not that they fall for the lies, they haven't even heard the lies to fall for them. You ever wondered why there's only one electric company where you live? I mean, it just kind of seems like a monopoly to me. Have you ever seen an Obama sticker on a car that had a peace sign for an O? Have you ever seen a George W. Bush sticker that said, "Miss me yet"? Have you ever wondered why they put fluoride in the water? It's poison. You know, it might fight cavities, but you don't eat toothpaste. You ever wonder if the trails in the sky are chemical? Or are they just condensation? I've seen a lot of pictures of grid patterns in the sky, but I haven't taken that picture. I see trails, I've never seen the grids. I don't know. Not a scientist. You ever wonder how they found the passports from the terrorists on 9/11 just laying on the ground so conveniently unharmed? You ever wonder why we hurt the ones we love? You ever wondered, how did they build the pyramids? Or who built the pyramid? Have you ever argued with an idiot? Have you ever swam out to the ocean and just looked out into wide open blue with a beach behind you and just started yelling, "Wilson!" Have you ever made a bad decision that you knew it was a bad decision at the time, but you still went through with it? Have you ever heard a lie that you wish was the truth? Have you ever been hustled? Maybe you still don't know you were hustled. Have you ever done anything that an apology could fix? Ever wonder why you exist? What are you gonna do to make tomorrow better than today? I was just wondering.
To build a movement of resistance, but resist we must, and we will much about that be committed.
Yeah, my fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
we don't anticipate that.
It's interesting. He is post-racial, by all appearances. I forgot he was black tonight for an hour. He's gone a long way to become a leader of this country and passed so much history.
Obama!
You got Obama phone?
Yes, everybody in Cleveland, no minority got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president, He gave us a phone.
He gave you a phone?
More.
How did he give you a phone?
You sign up if you're on full stamps, you on Social Security, you got low income, you disability.
With 3 proud words, made in the USA.
Middle class has been buried the last 4 years.
Well, why has it been delayed?
Ma'am, at the LACPR is...
do me a favor. Could you say senator instead of ma'am?
Yes.
It's just a thing. I worked so hard to get that title, so I'd appreciate it. Yes, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, you can imagine in China, it's like, ching chong, ching chong, ching chong, Danny DeVito, ching chong, 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 drop the view, ching chong.
My name is Richard Hayes, and I pick up Nipnami's trash. Residents do come out and shake our hands. Sometimes they give us hugs and thank us for the job we're doing, hand us waters and Gatorades, tell us we're doing a good job and keep up the good work. When I'm 55, 60 years old, I know my body's going to be breakdown. Ronnie doesn't care about that.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
Is the world flat?
Is the world flat?
Yes.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I never thought about it, Whoopi. Is the world flat? I never thought about it. I never thought about whether the world was flat.
But I'll tell you what I've thought about, how I'm going to feed my child, how I'm going to take care of my family. The world flat has never entered into, that has not been an important thing.
You'll teach your son, Jeffrey,
if my son, Jeffrey, asked me, is the world flat? I guess I will go.
Didn't my question already?
The reality of a lot of the North Pole starting to evaporate. And we can get to a tipping point because if it evaporates to a certain point, they have lanes now where ships can go that couldn't ever sail through before. And if it gets to a point where it evaporates too much, there's a lot of tundra that's being held down by that ice cap.
I love these members that get up and say, read the bill. What good is reading the bill if it's 1,000 pages and you don't have 2 days and 2 lawyers to find out what it means after you read the bill?
You know the phrase they always use? Obama and Biden want to raise taxes by $1 trillion. Guess what? Yes, we do.
Tell them to get the hell out of Palestine.
Where should they go? What should they do?
They go home.
Where's the home?
Poland.
So the Jews,
Germany.
The Jews go back to Poland and Germany.
And America and everywhere else.
If you got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
There is no terrorist threat. There is no terrorist threat. Yes, there have been horrific acts of terrorism. And yes, there will be acts of terrorism again. But that does not mean that there's some massive terrorist threat.
I'm so glad we had that storm last week, because I think the storm was one of those things. No, politically, I should say, not in terms of hurting people.
Now they're saying I groped a male staffer. Yeah, I did. Not only did I grope him, I tickled him until he couldn't breathe, and then 4 guys jumped on top of me. It's my 50th birthday. It was kill the old guy. You can take anything out of context.
The February issue of Esquire magazine, Blagojevich said, quote, I'm blacker than Barack Obama.
If I lived in Massachusetts, I'd try to vote 10 times. I don't know if they'd let me or not, but I'd try to. Yeah, that's right. I'd cheat to keep these bastards out. I would.
Navy Corpsman Christian Bashar.
Shame on you, Barack Obama.
I never thought this day would ever happen. I won't have to worry about putting gas in my car. I won't have to worry about paying my mortgage. You know, if I help him, he's going to help me.
For the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm proud of my country.
Tell you what, there's never been a day in the last 4 years I've been proud to be his vice president. Not one single day. Not one single day.
Drop it.
William Kostrik's a protester who came to the town hall meeting today with a gun. Mr. Kostrik, why did you come to the president's town meeting today?
Well, Chris, first I'd like to
No, why did you come to the meeting?
I came to the meeting to be heard.
And what did you want to say?
Well, I wanted people to remember the rights that we have and how quickly we're losing them in this country.
And what rights are we losing that you wanted to talk about at the meeting today at the town meeting on health care?
There are a litany of them. It doesn't take a genius to see we're traveling down a road at breakneck speed that's towards tyranny, away from liberty, and that has much to do with excessive taxation. One party wants to take our money and bail out corporations. The other one wants to take our money and bail out welfare cases. Neither party wants to listen to the people who believe that they own their property and what we earn is ours.
Who did you vote for last November, sir? Do you mind telling me? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Ron Paul.
Okay, you guys voted for Ron Paul. What do you think of President Obama?
I think he's a great speaker. I'm surprised that he calls himself a constitutional scholar.
Do you have any problems with his legitimacy as president?
I don't.
You're not part of the birther movement or anything like that. You don't have a question about whether he was born in America.
I've read the material. I don't really know anything about that.
Wait a minute. Where are you on that issue? Where are you on the issue of whether he's a legitimate president of the United States? Do you believe he is, or do you believe he isn't?
Well, as I say, I haven't done any of the research into it to be able to make any claims on that. I mean, that's for lawyers and other people to
So
decide.
you're not making any claim that he's not a citizen?
I'm not making that claim.
Okay, let's ask about the presidency and what he's trying to do with health care. You brought a loaded gun. Was your gun loaded today?
Wow. Who would be silly enough to carry an unloaded firearm?
I'm only asking. You're answering the questions. Who's yelling now? Okay, that's for the tape. Why did you bring a loaded gun to a public meeting?
Well, here in New Hampshire...
I know the law. You can chew gum at church. You can do it. You can ride in on a pogo stick. There's a lot of things you're legally allowed to do. Why did you bring a gun to a meeting with the President of the United States, given the violent history of this country with regard to presidents and assassinations? Why did you bring a gun to a public event with the President? Well, you know the history of this country. If you love this country, you know its history.
Wow,
you know we've had a problem with people with guns at presidential events. Why'd you bring a gun to an event with the President?
I do know history, and the history is that our forefathers fought for the right to keep and bear armed, and they believe that every person should be armed.
Everybody knows that.
Okay, well then...
Well, why did you bring a gun to a presidential event today?
That's not even a relevant question. The question is, why don't people bear arms these days?
Okay, let's ask. Okay, you brought a sign that said the Tree of Liberty has to be watered with the blood of tyrants, and you're carrying a goddamn gun at a presidential event. I think those things make people wonder what you're about.
Right. The sign didn't say anything about blood.
What did it say?
It's time to water the Tree of Liberty.
And where did that come from? That line?
It's a quote from Thomas Jefferson.
And what's the rest of the line?
The rest of the line is for people to look up. It's not a soundbite. They need to understand the context.
What's the rest of the line from Jefferson?
The Tree of Liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of tyrants and patriots.
Okay, well, you're carrying a gun and you're carrying that sign, and you don't think people should worry about you?
No, I don't think people should worry about me.
Well, let me ask you about the history of people that carry guns to presidential events. Tell me that history, sir.
Are you speaking of a particular event?
I'm talking about people who bring guns to presidential events.
Well,
tell me their history.
I'll tell you this, Chris. We just started new history. I was there today. There was a peaceful rally. No one was injured. Okay. No one on our side was alarmed. People in New Hampshire are used to seeing firearms. No one from New Hampshire was alarmed. Maybe some of the people they bust in from Massachusetts were alarmed, but we're not really concerned about them.
What is wrong with the people from Massachusetts?
You know, they already have their healthcare scheme and their socialism going in their state. They should probably keep it over there.
Now, let me get back to your belief. Do you believe that our fundamental rights as a republic, the limited government, the notions that people or individuals are supreme, you believe all that's at stake here?
Yes.
How so?
Well, it's not like this is, out of the blue and all of a sudden it's at stake. This has been an ongoing process. Okay. This has been an ongoing process since it was said, what type of government have you given us, a republic, if you can keep it? People have not been vigilant. We're going down the tubes.
I'm with you on the print. Let me ask you, do you think Roosevelt was wrong to start